Next level. Next level.
Well, the race is shortly about to get underway. We're at Cucharas Pass today. It's another course where it goes uphill. The climb being centered today on the stage. So once riders have got to that, it is mostly downhill from that point onwards. There are a couple of climb sections in the descent, but once you've got to that top of 1,137 meters, mostly today you are downhill. So hard work in the first half, easy day in the second half of today's race, with Joanna Sharp, Tim Like in the event currently. Let's see if anybody else arrives today. See how the racing goes. Joanna's been absolutely smashing it recently. Every race that she's started, she has been out there in front and finished quite often a kilometre or more in front of the next nearest rider. 64.4 kilometres, roughly 40 miles of the course today, and we will stop and check in with the real life RAAM event and see where the guys are up to on the real life RAAM, see how much they're doing. They're roughly around about 250 miles a day, I think, for most of those guys. Check and see who's got the most mileage covered per day and where they've got to, and do some dot watching, and we'll also check in and see if there's any highlight reels from the RAAM guys over at raamrace.org and see what they've got as highlights for the event. So we're about to get underway and we'll be racing 64.4 kilometers today.
Next level.
So the guys over at ramrace.org have been busy overnight. There's been a lot of content uploaded, lots of team check-ins. We've got one from Team Srini coming up now. I'll leave you to watch this.
Srini!
Yes.
Yeah, Team Srini!
Go, Srini!
Go, Srini, go!
Woo! Team Srini!
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm the crew chief for Team Srini. Srini is riding really strong. We just now came through Durango and reaching Pagosa Springs. We should reach Pagosa Springs in another 1.5 hours time. Yeah, and this is the almost 2.5 days into the race, and Srini is doing really well. We are happy with his performance. And there are other 2 Indian riders who are competing, so we are just closing in with each other and pushing and pulling each other. So yeah, this will be a good race. Looking forward for the last couple of days in the RAAM.
So what's been the biggest challenges so far?
The challenge has been a bit of cold in the night, especially the Flagstaff sections when we were coming from Flagstaff to Tuba City and Tuba City towards. Even today night has been colder from the Durango, and now till Pagosa Springs has been colder. I think the cold is quite on the lower end, and the riders are struggling. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys on your like a goal pace?
Yeah. Yep. We are in a good pace now. Yeah.
Okay, good. What's he eating?
He is on the liquid diet. It's all his scratch nutrition and nothing much in terms of the solid food. So it's all liquid.
Next level.
So interesting to hear there that Srini's running on an all liquid diet. Some of the riders can find it difficult to process the food at the same time as riding. So I have quite often heard about people using liquid nutrition for shorter races, but nothing of this length of time. And usually with the slightly lower pace of riding, it's possible for riders to digest. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Srini gets on later in the race. Presumably the riders have tested this strategy and they know it'll be something that works for Srini. We've got a lot of check-ins with the real life riders to come up as well, so we'll just go back to our event with Joanna Sharp here on the front at 13.97 kilometers in the early slopes of this main climb. And we've got a lot of check-ins from Wolf Creek Pass, which is one of the sections that we do in the virtual RAAM. It'll be interesting to see how the riders are going up that in comparison to how the virtual version worked. We're back into our race. Joanna Sharp at the front here with 220 watts going on the road, about 4 watts per kilogram. And Tim Like at 2.4 watts per kilogram.
Next level.
Today's stage on vRAAM is Cuchara Pass, and yesterday's stage was Wolf Creek Pass. And yesterday, a fair number of the riders in the real life RAAM got onto that pass as well and completed it. It is actually the highest point in elevation during RAAM, and after today's race of Cuchara Pass, the road generally goes downwards and riders will start to feel that they can breathe more easily as the air gets a little bit thicker. It's quite high on Wolf Creek Pass and Cuchara Pass, and does lead to some of the issues from altitude training. So some of the riders may have been training for that already, or be naturally adjusted for that. But a lot of them will not be used to the thinner air and be struggling slightly just to breathe. The Tim Like here is in about the first third of the climb. It's overall he's about halfway up it, but the earlier slopes are quite shallow compared to later on. It will take him a little bit longer to cover the next part of the climb. And Joanna Sharp is just coming up onto the consistent sections of climbing. It's been quite undulating, shallower slopes. It's going to get a bit steeper as Joanna carries on going. We've got Leah Goldstein, the clip of set up to run, so we'll go cut over to that and we'll see how Leah's got on with Wolf Creek Pass.
All right, has anyone ever told you you have the bluest eyes? I thought you'd like that one. I just want to say happy birthday to my granddaughter, Sky Radiance. She's back in Canada, and Leia's doing it for Sky. No, she's not, but I'm doing it for Sky. Anyways, it's a tough climb, but she's just dancing on those pedals. That's what we like to see.
So give us an update for how the race is going so far.
Well, Leah's a climber. Her forte is climbing. We're hoping she makes up some time here. She had a good sleep in Durango, and yeah, we're back on the road, and still 2/3 of a race to go, man. 2/3.
So we're only 2/3 away. How much sleep has she been getting so far?
She had a good night last night. That's, you know, that was her goal, I think, to get, you know, three hours in. Unfortunately, she was was hoping to get to Wolf Creek Pass, but I think it was good to kind of, you know, rest up for this pass, and she's riding strong. We're happy with her.
Otherwise, are you guys all happy about the pace you're at now?
We're happy with the pace. It's pretty intense with the crew, you know, like we're, kind of, everyone's kind of like a little bit stressed out, you know, through this, trying to do their best, but we're doing it for Leia, and putting egos in the trunk.
That's probably a good plan. What's been the biggest challenge as far as crewing?
Just like trying to stay calm and not be too abrupt, or like, you know, we need to get our, you know, everyone still has to, you know, remember manners, because we're all on edge here. So
what's the goal for today? Do you have a goal set today?
Well, we're hoping to catch Isa. That's our goal. That's our goal. Well, I mean, we're gonna, and if it doesn't happen by Annapolis, you know, so be it, but that's our goal.
So you guys are already thinking about that?
Yeah, we are. You're right. That's her big goal.
So we got a brief insight in that clip into how important the crew is that supports these riders. A lot of the solo riders have big crews behind them, vehicles following them and assisting them. Quite often family members or fellow competitors sometimes. But it can be quite difficult for those crews because not only are the athletes short on sleep, those crews are quite often short on sleep because they're supporting the athlete at all times and driving big distances to keep with the athletes. So it can be quite a challenging job for the support crew, and quite an important one, as you saw there with Lee again to the top of, then that's the top of Wolf Creek Pass, and them jumping on and again ensuring that Leah had warm clothing ready for the descent so that she didn't get cold on the descent there, and looking like it was wearing a lot of sunblock as well. So again, another thing to be concerned about is the weather and how important the sunblock can be to just protecting the athletes. just to explain to those who've not been watching the streams previously, when we switch between riders, there's a little bit of a delay while the scenery isn't there, and that's because of memory constraints on the PC. So RGT has been designed to work on as many devices as possible, some of them with quite low memories. So it creates the scenery in a bubble around the rider, and when the riders are quite a distance away, it has to create a new bubble around each rider whenever you switch, and that takes a few seconds, and that's why just briefly there's a little moment where you don't have any scenery around the rider. So we're going to catch up with some of the other information from RAAM, and there's BJ Allenberg going over Wolf Creek Pass as well, so we'll catch up with that and see the kind of celebration that Allenberg got whenever he reached the top.
BJ Allenberg, number 672. We're at the top of Wolf Creek. He just had a great reception up here with a bus full of students or something. I don't know who they were, but that was pretty awesome. And now he's had a great day. Had a tough night. It was real cold last night, but he's taking on nutrition, so we're happy. Yeah, we couldn't ask for better conditions for sure.
What's part of his nutrition?
Well, funny enough, you know, we had banked on one brand of nutrition, and with some scratch, and that is completely unpalatable to him right now. So we're going with oatmeal and just trying to get things that sound really good to him. He's loving pizza right now, and fig bars and those things, you know, anything that sounds good to him, we're trying to get to him.
So what's been the biggest challenge so far?
Well, I think in all honesty, trying to throttle him back a little bit, you know. I mean, we want to race, of course, you know, but our crew and BJ, we haven't gone this far. So we did RAAM 2 years ago, and we haven't been this deep. So we're trying to make sure we can get those last 500, and we can race those last 500 miles, and so that's been a challenge, you know. And I mean, everything else is virgin ground for us, to be honest. So
any good high points that stand out?
Oh, for sure. You know, this is one, but we just passed the 1,000-mile marker. That was big. All of the you know, the wind and the weather have just been phenomenal for us. The desert, like we came across the desert 2 years ago, and it was blistering heat, and we made it out pretty good this year. So
and
that's all been a high point.
Overall, how's he feeling?
He's feeling good. Like he's talking to us on the comms. You know, normally he's pretty quiet, and he's been pretty chatty and smiling and laughing. So we're in a good spot right now.
Yeah. Where does all these girls come from?
Next level. Next level.
Joanna Sharp at 29 kilometers. 35 kilometers remaining. She's not too far away from cresting this big climb, and then fairly plain sailing from that point onwards. There are a few little lumps on the descent, but yeah, much more negative gradients than there are positives on the way down. Joanna now just about to crest and jump into the descent. An hour and 13 minutes, just coming up on an hour and probably 15 by the time Joanna crests, and distance covered of 30 kilometers. I'd expect Joanna to be doing the remaining 33 kilometers in well under an hour. Wouldn't be surprised if she finishes in an hour and 50 by the time she gets to the end. a little bit optimistic. There we are, over the top and into those negative percentages. And speed flying up now. Up over 50 kilometers per hour for Joanna. Yet still, she puts in the effort, 4 watts per kilogram. So many of you may be aware of RAAM, Race Across America. It's a race that starts in Oceanside on the west coast of America, goes all the way across America, travels usually through 12 states, although the route does vary slightly from time to time, and ends up in Annapolis on the west side of America. But as well as the Race Across America, there's a number of different events within it, different disciplines. So there is RAAM, which is Race Across the West, which ends in Durango, starts in Oceanside also, but ends in Durango. And then there's a number of team and different bike categories and such on and so forth. So just got some footage from before the start of the race with photographs and things going on at the beginning of the RAAM. So we'll just cut to that.
We have 2 guys from Finland, 2 guys from States, and we have few names for our team, but I think Puch came up with the name of Finnish with us, and I think it's a great name since there's a transatlantic relationship as well.
Between Finland and America.
This is a cultural experience for both of us.
We have crew from Finland, from Seattle, from Austria, from London, from New Mexico, from Kentucky, Singapore. So it's a real international affair. A lot of new friends are meeting this week and spend the week together.
We're a team of 4 riders from Iowa. We are, our team name, It's Another Day in Paradise, was a favorite sayings of Dr. Bob Breedlove, an early 5-time RAAM finisher who was killed in 2005 and over in Colorado. So we're riding in honor of Dr. Breedlove.
The goal would be to finish in under 6 days. So that's what we're going for. So see if we can make that happen. And we're riding for Zoe, and kind of have our motto is their freedom is our fuel, to get us through the challenging times during the night.
So 4 years ago, in 2019, I observed Zoe International put a team in the RAAM for the first time. And so I was dot watching, following the race, got all excited about it. So I told God back then, if I get a chance to ride RAAM, I'll do it. And so I was asked to ride this year, and so it's been about 6 months of structured training and a lot of miles, about 2,500 miles, and I think we're ready.
This is the team that we hand selected. We picked everybody. They're all my close friends. They're all local. We ride and train together for years, so this team came together easily. It was just, I'm super excited actually. They're awesome. I got a friend of mine named Tommy. He and I did 2-man team, and then I got another friend, Jaime. He and I did an 8-man team, and then we have old man Gary. Gary's 60. He's got 14 abs. I mean, it's stupid. He's ripped, and he is the fastest guy. It's annoying because he rides like he's 20, but he's just wicked fast. So the 4 of us are just super happy. We clown around a lot, but we can ride bikes.
So tell me what this
This is the design. The designer is right here.
Oh, okay, we'll talk to him then. Huh?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, let's hear about your shirt logo.
We love ice cream. That's all. I mean, it's been maybe 700 years ago since this ice cream man was established in Europe. So we add some spices with the wildfires in Canada and the root, and especially is it the conman, or is it with ice cream or whatever? But it's ice cream. But I think it's a thing that we really like ice cream.
Come on in there, guys. Come on in. Their freedom is our fuel. Come on, go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Everybody in.
This guy used to play for Van
Make sure
Halen.
Craig
You probably
knows
recognize him.
1, 2, 3. Their freedom is our fuel.
So good to see some of the guys there and what motivates them, what's put them into the race and giving them the inspiration to ride. So see how those guys are going. We'll catch in with some dot watching in a minute or two. Joanna is about halfway down the descent. It's an hour and 27 minutes. So hope she makes it to the end. 23 minutes and proves me right. We'll just do a little bit of rider check-in on track leaders. This is accessible through ramrace.org. And just looking at Team Figgy. Team Figgy looks like they've gone slightly off route and ended up looping back to time station 201. Sorry, not sure. I think that's their designation actually. It looks like they went off route and they've gone back and possibly they were doing the Durango, because there's Durango circuit there and there's lots of time points around there. Yeah, so maybe they just finished at Durango. So we can see on the live tracking how far across the country they are. Rider number 529 there, Isa Pulver, still in the lead. Isa there. Goes to the full history page for Isa. Currently they're at 3.2 miles per hour. Averaging on the route 15.2 miles per hour. And their average moving speed 17.1. Really smashing it. So these guys just able to power for hours. And then in second place, we've got Marek Rupinski. And then there is quite a number of riders close together there. That's Marek Rupinski. Then we have BJ Allenberg, who we just saw covering Wolf Creek Pass. And I think they were saying that it's new territory for BJ Allenberg, that it's first time he's gone for RAAM. He's done RAW in the past, but this is the first time he's gone for RAAM, and they're actually trying to anchor it back so that they can race further. Lionel Poggio, Yuzuki Ochiai, Heather Puskovich, Christophe Blanchard. It goes to the race flow. Well, look at that. It's I like this as a graphic. And we see there that Team Figgy, where they stopped, the raw finish there. They were up. And they're still ranked at first place there, actually. But it's actually Isa Pulver who is in first. I think Team Figgy perhaps needs to turn their tracker off. With Isa Pulver and Marek Rupinski. You can see here from the graphic that Isa Pulver and Marek choosing to take rests around about the same areas. All the riders actually, apart from Kabir Brachur there, very short rest. And also, I think it's Heather Poskovich there, very short break there. I'll catch back in with Joanna. You had given 8 more minutes to finish this stage, so I don't think she's going to do it in the time that I predicted. Interesting to see how quickly she does do it and how she compares on the main leaderboard, which we'll catch up with in a minute. Tim Like now closing in on this epic climb summit. 29.56 kilometers covered. We're at 10% at the moment. Hour and 44 minutes. And I'm sure Tim will be looking forward to cresting this climb and enjoying this big section of descent. We've got a little clip now which it's got a climb sending shulkin, bottle claws, and we will cut to that in a moment.
So hello, my name is Franz. I'm in the team of Bottle Klaus. I've got the honor to join him here on this Race Across America 2023. And right now we are up in the Rocky Mountains, 3 days from our start. And Klaus is quite exhausted and battling sometimes with the temperature. Yesterday was a pretty much low temperature in the descent, and he did his first 1.5 hour sleep before, just only naps and little rests, and yeah, trying to come in this this issue, and he's doing well. Obviously, he will right now pass us here on the top and go further to Wolf Creek, and we hope that we can descend from Wolf Creek today and go down. Yes, but everything is working fine.
We just passed him on the road and he seemed pretty in high spirits.
Yes.
I'm sure there's been some ups and downs, but has he been mostly a pretty good attitude?
He's in a good attitude. He's even in a racing attitude. He's asking all the time about the guys and girls in his surrounding, and he's doing little battles. We can see that he's yes, he is reacting on this whole field of riders, and which is seemingly quite good. It's a good sign for us that he's moving on. His attitude is high, and yeah, we are quite sure that he's going to finish this big dream. Yes.
So far, you're 900 and so miles into the race. Are you on pace of where you want to be?
We are on pace of what we want to be. Yes, he's a little bit arguing with his brake strategy. We just talked before. He's thinking maybe he's doing too much little brakes and he wants to be more efficient. But I think this is kind of psyche issue, which maybe is quite normal, that you have a tendency to go back and criticize yourself and things. But I think he's doing really good.
So why the nickname Bottle Klaus?
There's a nickname Bottle Klaus is interesting, and Klaus is very much in the marathon theme in Berlin. Berlin Marathon is one of the most famous marathons in the world, and is the marathon where people can reach the world record time, and it's because of the delay of the kind of track in Berlin. It's quite flat, and they can do the world record. And Eliud Kipchoge, the most famous runner right now, he did it twice, and Klaus is handling over the bottle to Eliud Kipchoge each 5 kilometers, and so he was in this world record issue with Eliud Kipchoge, and this is the story behind Bottle Klaus. Yes.
No, you don't have to, because we know each other.
We know each other. Yeah, we've met. So your shoulder's been bothering you?
Yes, because in the aero position, the bad roads really shaky. So I had a little pain, because I've never sit 20 hours on my aero bus before. New experience. So, new level.
Did you get to ride through Monument Valley in the daylight?
Yes, and we have excellent pictures. Wow, we published it already. Wow, it's really a privilege to see this area. Wow, I was really fascinated and a little touched, I have to say. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but if you're going in the night, you have no idea what is on the side of the road. So I was glad that our timetable allowed us to see the monuments. So I enjoy this part very, very much.
What's been the biggest challenge for you so far in this race?
It's my first experience, so we have to get the crew and we have to get a good performance together. I think this is the greatest challenge. The cycling is just pedaling 20 hours a day. That's not the problem, I think. And the nutrition to get this about 7,000 calories. We have a schedule when and how often I have to digest. The rest, I think it's just a strategy of to be focused on to go to the finish line. So could be possible. Cima Coppi!
A few words from Bottle Klaus there. I like the comment. It's just pedaling 20 hours a day. It's nothing. It's yeah. Good to see into the psyche of the riders and how they treat it. In the meantime, Joanna is crushing this circuit, this course, and is closing in on the finish line with 9.8 kilometers remaining. And Joanna Sharp now closes in on that Flamme Rouge. Passes the 1,500 metre marker. Steady descending. Speeds at 40 kilometers per hour. And still pushing out that power. 5.6 watts per kilogram. Stamping on the pedals to get to this finish line. That descent taking Joanna longer than I had predicted, but I think it was a little flatter than I thought, and those inclines really did take that speed off in the descent. The final K. $100 meters now. And the finish line in sight. Joanna crosses the line. Time just going to tick over into the 6th minute. 2 hours, 6 minutes and 4 seconds time for tonight on this stage for Joanna. Absolutely smashing it once again. Tim Like. He's on one of the lumpy bits in the descent. Tim with 22 kilometers remaining, 22.8 kilometers remaining. Most of those slightly easier descending. There are, unfortunately, a couple of lumpy bits in it though. Tim still slowly ticking away those kilometers. 19 kilometers remaining. 2 hours and 17 on the bike so far for Tim. Two more short climbs of note with the red painful sections in them. A couple of other small inclinations in there as well, but should be easier, more easily undertaken. Him like now under the 10-kilometer distance. Steady gradient, steady downhill gradient all the way to the finish line now. Minus 2% most of the way. Slight dips of increased descending speed. Up at 48 kilometers per hour at the moment, Tim. Flying through this last segment. (1,126 meters climbed so far. I think there's around about 1 meter left in this last section to climb.
Next level. Next level.
Tim Like's now just coming up on the 2 kilometer mark. Time's just ticking up to 2 hours and 44 minutes. Tim just coming up on the Flamme Rouge, 1.13 kilometers remaining. And that sweet, sweet finish line be in sight soon. We pass the signs there for Spiegel and Infinity Seat. Tim just comes up on the 500 meter marker. Tim crushes out 4.6 watts per kilogram there. Heads up to that finish line. And that's stage 5 of Race Across America complete for Tim Like. 2 hours, 46 minutes and 41 seconds over the line. Excellent racing from Tim there. That's it for this evening stream. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Same time, same place, different stage. Hope you've enjoyed watching tonight's race and catching up with the real life racing of RAAM. And we'll be doing the same tomorrow night with some more excerpts from the real life RAAM and some more of the virtual RAAM going on. Have a great evening. Enjoy what's left of it, and we will speak to you tomorrow. Take care.